King Von and FBG Duck were two of the biggest rappers to ever come out of Chicago, but their beef wasn't just about music. They were both involved in a deadly war that became mainstream in the early Chicago drill era, and in the end, it cost lives on both sides. King Von was a black disciple from O Block, and Duck was a gangster disciple from STL. And those two blocks had been at war for years, but a lot of people don't know that Von and Duck weren't always enemies. At one point, they were actually cool. Before O Block, Von was originally from Kiloward, which was mostly gangster disciples. STL was also GD territory. So back then, Von and Duck's people used to be around each other. They'd hang out, see each other at school, and there were no real issues. There's even clips of people close to Duck saying they used to kick it with Von when he was from Kiloward, but everything changed when they found out Von was also from O Block.
Why was Von hanging out with Duck?
Von is from Kiloward. That's where he came from. So Kiloward was linked with St. Lawrence. You know, they was going to school, High Park with them, and then they was GDs just like St. Lawrence was, Duck them and all them. So they was hanging out. And by Von being with them, you know, when they leave school, they hang on St. Lawrence, cause Von with them. The whole time they not knowing that Von, they know the Kiloward know Von staying O Block, but Duck them didn't. They ain't know that Von was going to O Block after that.
Once the GDs from STL found out that Von was living in O Block, they felt like he was playing both sides. And that's when things went left and the GDs jumped Von on the school bus. After that, the relationship between Von and Duck was done because he felt like Duck betrayed him. From that point on, Von locked in with O Block fully, and STL became his enemies.
And then when they exposed them, Butter and Lil Wayne, they exposed them for hanging on both sides, and that's how the fight started.
Then they jumped Von, and then I take it that's when Von quit hanging out there and they quit messing with him then.
Oh yeah, it was over with. It was over with. Once they jumped on him, it was over with. He felt like Duck betrayed him, and it was just on, man, from there.
The beef only got worse after the death of Tuka, a young member from STL who was close to Duck. The BDs were accused of having something to do with Tuka's death, and the GDs would soon have their get back for Tuka about 7 months later. That get back was rumored to be Odie Perry, who was a well-loved and respected member of O Block.
When Tuka got killed, that was the biggest thing, man. That was the biggest thing over there. When him and OD got killed, I say, it was a non-stop.
After Odie's death, STL members started mocking him, and that made the beef even more bitter. This is around the time Von became way more active in the streets. He started openly dissing STL and their fallen members. On Twitter, Von and Duck would go back and forth, disrespecting each other publicly. In 2014, it was alleged that Von was involved in the killing of K.I., a well-known STL member who was close to Duck. What shocked people was that police actually put Duck in handcuffs after the crime, trying to blame the situation on him.
Now you're telling me that you were there and King Von was there. So who killed K.I.?
Hey, look, that's the person who I seen with a weapon in their hand. We rolled past. He was in the cut, down looking their way. Man, I walked down there to K.I., man, she was stretched, bro. She was stretched, man, holes everywhere, bro. Her neck, that was the first thing I seen was the shit in her neck, bro. On everything, that was the first thing. I stood over, told her it's gonna be all right. The police had Duck them handcuffed. They said that Duck was responsible for her getting killed.
Later that same year, Von would be charged for the murder of Malcolm Stuckey, which happened at a house party. He would then be locked up from 2014 to 2017, awaiting trial while the war continued between STL and O Block in the streets. While Von was in prison, Duck's rap career took off. He became one of Chicago's biggest independent artists and even worked with rappers like 21 Savage. He dropped his biggest song, Slide, and really had the city behind him. When Von got out, everything changed again. Von linked up heavy with Lil Durk, who was living in Atlanta at the time. Von started taking rap seriously and dropped Crazy Story, which made him a star almost overnight.
And then I just got out of 2017? That's when I'm with Durk and he doing all this shit and shit. Ooh, that's when I'm like, I'm finna rap. Try to rap.
Now the beef moved from the streets to the music. Von and Duck were dissing each other in songs on Instagram Live and online. Their crews were involved too. Duck dropped Chicago Legends, where he paid tribute to fallen members from both sides. Some fans thought he was trying to calm things down, but that didn't last. Von and Memo 600 dropped Exposing Me Dissing STL, and some of their deceased ops, including FBG Brick, who was Duck's older brother. Duck and Ruga fired back with their own remix. Then Duck went on to drop Dead, which was one of the most disrespectful diss songs Chicago had ever heard. He directly mocked O Block's deceased members, including Odie Perry, J Money, and T-Roy, who were close to King Von. Less than a month later, FBG Duck was shot and killed in downtown Chicago in a bold daytime attack. Later investigations revealed that members from O Block were responsible for Duck's murder.
Alleged members of Chicago's O Block gang have been convicted in the 2020 murder of a rapper known as FBG Duck. Duck's real name was Carlton Weekly. He was shot and killed shopping on Oak Street in the Gold Coast. The Tribune reports it took the jury 2 days to arrive at a verdict. The 6 convicted suspects are men between the ages of 24 and 34.
After Duck's death, Von and other O Block members started openly dissing him.
Ain't no more FB.
Later, Von did an interview with DJ Academics, where he claimed that him and Duck had squashed their beef before Duck died.
You know you and Duck didn't make up. His mom came out. They said, you and Duck.
Gang, how you gonna tell? See, this ain't right. Gang, how y'all gonna say that?
His mom said that would never happen.
His mama was not there. I ain't never met his mama. I don't know his mama. You see what I'm saying? We ain't cool no more. It was, you know. But it ain't that serious. Like, it's to the point where, all right, let's talk about it. But it ain't, fuck that shit. Both of us rapping, we can figure some shit out. We need to stop this shit, all the violence, all this shit, that shit. We got a voice, you see what I'm saying? Like, if we tell Chicago fall back, tell Chicago fall back.
Some people believed him. Others thought he was trolling or that he was trying to avoid the FBI. Sadly, not long after that, King Von was also killed, this time in Atlanta after a fight involving Quando Rondo.
This shooting made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people shot and killed was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
After Von's death, federal investigators named him in the murder of Duck, claiming he had put a $100,000 bounty on his head. The FBI arrested multiple O Block members for the murder and made it clear that if Von was still alive, he would have been arrested too. In the end, this beef didn't have winners, and 2 talented rappers sadly lost their lives to the streets. A lot of people wish Von and Duck could have made peace and showed the younger generation a better way, but the beef was too deep and too much blood had already been spilled. And that's the tragic story of King Von and FBG Duck.